Welcome. Let's explore the world of agricultural technology together. Take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's begin with some fascinating insights into how farming is changing in our modern world. Agri-Tech, or agricultural technology, refers to the use of modern technology to improve farming efficiency, productivity, and sustainability. It's a broad term that encompasses everything from simple mobile applications that help farmers track their crops, to complex robotic systems that can harvest entire fields without human hands ever touching the plants. This field brings together agriculture, one of humanity's oldest practices, with cutting-edge innovation. The goal is simple yet profound: to grow more food more efficiently while caring for our planet's limited resources. So why does Agri-Tech exist? The answer lies in the global challenges we face today. Our world population continues to grow, and with it, the demand for food increases every year. At the same time, climate change brings unpredictable weather patterns, droughts, and floods that make traditional farming more difficult. There are labor shortages in many agricultural regions as younger generations move toward urban centers and different careers. Production costs keep rising, from fuel to fertilizers to land itself. Agri-Tech emerges as a response to all these pressures, offering solutions that can help us feed more people while using fewer resources and adapting to our changing climate. We're witnessing a fundamental transformation, a shift from traditional to smart farming. For thousands of years, farming relied heavily on manual labor, generational knowledge passed down from parent to child, and the farmer's intuition developed over decades of experience. This traditional approach was effective in its time, but it had limitations. Decisions were based on what could be seen with the naked eye and felt by hand. Now, we're moving toward data-driven and automated systems. Farmers can access precise information about every square meter of their fields. They can predict problems before they become visible. They can automate repetitive tasks and focus their expertise where it matters most. This doesn't mean abandoning traditional wisdom. Rather, it means enhancing that wisdom with powerful new tools. Digital agriculture forms the foundation of this modern approach. This involves the use of software applications, mobile apps, and cloud-based platforms to manage every aspect of farm operations. A farmer might use an app to track which fields were planted with which crops, monitor the growth stages of those crops, manage their livestock's health records, schedule irrigation, and even handle the business side of farming like inventory and sales. All this information lives in the cloud, accessible from anywhere, whether the farmer is in the field, at home, or traveling. Digital agriculture turns farming into a connected, information-rich enterprise where data flows seamlessly and decisions can be made with unprecedented clarity. One of the most transformative concepts in modern agriculture is precision farming. Instead of treating an entire field the same way, precision farming technologies allow farmers to apply water, fertilizer, and pesticides exactly where and when needed. Imagine a field where one corner has slightly different soil composition than another, or where one section drains more slowly after rain. Traditional farming would treat the whole field uniformly. Precision farming recognizes these variations and responds to them. This means less waste, lower costs, reduced environmental impact, and healthier crops. It's farming with surgical precision rather than broad strokes. The technology that makes precision farming possible often involves sensors and the Internet of Things, or IoT. These are small, internet-connected devices placed throughout fields and farms. They constantly monitor conditions like soil moisture levels, nutrient content, temperature fluctuations, and even individual plant health markers. These sensors communicate their data wirelessly to central systems where it can be analyzed. A farmer might receive an alert on their phone that soil moisture in a specific zone has dropped below optimal levels, allowing them to irrigate just that area rather than the entire field. This real-time monitoring creates a living, breathing information network across the farm. Automation and robotics are perhaps the most visible face of Agri-Tech. We now have machines and robots that can plant seeds with perfect spacing, harvest crops at peak ripeness, identify and remove weeds without chemicals, and patrol fields monitoring for problems. These automated systems work tirelessly, day and night if needed, with consistency that human workers simply cannot match. A harvesting robot doesn't get tired or need breaks. It can work in extreme heat or cold. It performs the same quality of work on the first row as on the 1000th. This doesn't necessarily eliminate the need for human workers, but it changes their role from manual labor to oversight, maintenance, and decision-making. Drones have found a particularly important place in modern agriculture. These aerial devices provide a bird's-eye view of entire farms, capturing high-resolution images that can reveal things invisible from ground level. A drone equipped with special cameras can detect which plants are stressed before they show visible symptoms. It can create detailed maps showing crop health variations across large areas. It can identify drainage problems, pest infestations, or disease outbreaks in their earliest stages when intervention is most effective. What once required hours of walking through fields can now be accomplished in minutes of flight time, with far more detailed and accurate results. All these technologies generate enormous amounts of data, and that's where data and analytics become crucial. Farm data collected from sensors, drones, weather stations, satellites, and machinery is gathered and analyzed to reveal patterns and insights. Analytics can show which farming practices produced the best yields under specific conditions. They can predict optimal planting windows based on historical weather data and long-range forecasts. They can estimate harvest quantities weeks in advance, helping farmers plan logistics and negotiate prices. This data-driven approach transforms farming from an art based primarily on experience into a science that combines experience with empirical evidence. Finally, artificial intelligence is increasingly shaping the future of farming. AI systems can analyze thousands of images to identify plant diseases with accuracy matching or exceeding human experts. They can process years of data to optimize planting schedules for specific crops in specific locations. They can forecast how weather patterns will impact yields and recommend proactive measures. Machine learning algorithms improve over time, becoming more accurate with each growing season. An AI system might notice subtle patterns that no human could spot, like a correlation between specific temperature fluctuations and pest behavior, then use that insight to predict and prevent future problems. These 10 concepts form the foundation of agricultural technology, a field that's reshaping how we grow our food and care for our land. As you rest, consider how technology and nature are learning to work together in new ways, creating a future where farming is more productive, more sustainable, and more responsive to our planet's needs. Let's continue our journey through agricultural technology, exploring how these innovations are creating more sustainable, efficient, and resilient food systems around the world. Smart irrigation systems represent one of the most impactful applications of agricultural technology. Water is one of our planet's most precious resources, yet traditional irrigation methods often waste enormous amounts through evaporation, runoff, and overwatering. Smart irrigation changes this entirely. These automated systems use sensors, weather data, and soil moisture readings to determine exactly when and how much to water. They can adjust in real time based on rainfall, temperature, and humidity. Some systems even consider the specific water needs of different crops at different growth stages. The result is dramatic reductions in water waste, sometimes as much as 30 to 50%, while simultaneously improving crop growth because plants receive precisely the moisture they need, when they need it. This technology is particularly vital in water-scarce regions, where every drop counts. Hydroponics and controlled environment farming take agriculture in a completely different direction. These are technology-driven systems that grow crops without soil, often in enclosed environments like greenhouses or indoor facilities. Plants receive nutrients through water solutions, and every aspect of their environment, light, temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide levels, can be precisely controlled. The advantages are remarkable. These systems use up to 90% less water than traditional farming because water is recirculated rather than lost to the ground. They require far less land, with crops often grown in vertical stacks that multiply production per square foot. They're immune to weather and seasons, producing fresh vegetables year-round. And because they're often located near cities, they reduce transportation distances and deliver fresher produce to consumers. Biotechnology and genetics have revolutionized what's possible with the crops themselves. Through advanced breeding techniques and genetic research, scientists develop improved seeds that produce crops more resilient to pests, diseases, and climate stress. These aren't necessarily genetically modified organisms in the controversial sense, but rather carefully bred varieties that bring out desired natural traits. A wheat variety might be developed that tolerates drought better, allowing it to survive dry spells that would devastate traditional varieties. A tomato might be bred to resist common fungal diseases, reducing the need for chemical treatments. Rice varieties have been created that can survive temporary flooding, crucial for regions prone to monsoons. This biotechnology essentially gives farmers better tools to work with, crops that can withstand the challenges of modern agriculture. Agri-Tech fundamentally supports sustainability in ways that previous farming methods struggled to achieve. Technology helps reduce chemical use by enabling targeted application only where needed, rather than blanket spraying of entire fields. It conserves water through smart irrigation and helps preserve soil health through precision fertilization that prevents nutrient runoff. Environmental impact decreases as farms become more efficient, using less fuel, fewer inputs, and generating less waste. Sustainability isn't just an environmental concern. It's also about economic viability and social responsibility. Agri-Tech helps farmers maintain productive land for future generations while meeting today's food demands. Supply chain and traceability technologies address growing consumer demands for transparency about where food comes from and how it's produced. Digital tools now track food products from the moment seeds go into the ground all the way to the consumer's table. Blockchain technology, the same innovation behind cryptocurrencies, is being used to create unchangeable records of a product's journey. You might scan a code on your vegetables and see which farm grew them, when they were harvested, how they were transported, and what treatments, if any, were applied. This improves food safety by allowing rapid response to contamination issues. It builds consumer trust by providing transparency. And it helps farmers by connecting them more directly with the people who eat their food, often commanding premium prices for verified quality and ethical practices. Agri-Tech isn't just for large industrial farms. In fact, some of the most exciting developments focus on affordable tools and mobile technology that empower small and medium-scale farmers. A smallholder farmer in a developing region might not have access to expensive machinery, but they likely have a mobile phone. Apps provide weather forecasts, pest identification, market prices, and farming advice right to that phone. Low-cost sensors can monitor soil conditions for a fraction of what professional systems cost. Drone services might be available for hire, allowing small farmers to benefit from aerial imaging without owning the equipment. This democratization of technology helps level the playing field, giving small farmers access to information and tools that were once available only to large agribusinesses. The economic benefits of Agri-Tech extend throughout the entire farming operation. Increased yields mean more production from the same amount of land. Reduced waste means fewer inputs are needed and less product is lost to spoilage or damage. Improved efficiency lowers labor costs and fuel consumption. Better decision-making based on data reduces expensive mistakes. All of this improves farm profitability, which is crucial because farming has historically operated on thin margins. When farmers can earn better returns, they can invest in their operations, their families, and their communities. Economic viability ensures that farming remains an attractive profession and that agricultural land stays in productive use rather than being sold for development. Climate-smart agriculture uses technology to help farmers adapt to changing weather patterns and increasingly extreme conditions. Climate change brings unpredictable rainfall, more severe droughts, intense heat waves, and unusual cold snaps. Technology provides tools to navigate this uncertainty. Weather prediction systems become more sophisticated, giving farmers better advance warning. Crop models simulate how different varieties will perform under various climate scenarios. Automated systems can respond quickly to sudden changes, like closing greenhouse vents during an unexpected cold front or triggering irrigation during a heat wave. Sensors detect early stress in crops, allowing intervention before damage becomes severe. Climate-smart agriculture doesn't fight climate change directly, but it helps farmers continue feeding the world despite its impacts. Agri-Tech in developing regions holds tremendous promise for improving food production and livelihoods. Many emerging economies have large agricultural sectors where small improvements in efficiency can dramatically impact millions of lives. Mobile technology spreads information rapidly even in areas without internet infrastructure. Solar-powered equipment works where electrical grids are unreliable. Simple innovations, like improved storage facilities that prevent post-harvest losses, can increase food availability without growing a single additional plant. Microfinance and digital payment systems help farmers access credit and markets. These technologies address specific challenges faced by farmers in developing regions: poor infrastructure, limited access to expertise, unstable markets, and provide practical solutions that can be implemented with modest resources. Looking toward the future of Agri-Tech, we see visions of fully connected farms where every plant, animal, machine, and process communicates in a seamless digital ecosystem. Autonomous systems will make routine decisions without human input, calling for assistance only when something unusual requires judgment. Artificial intelligence will continuously optimize every aspect of farming, learning from millions of data points across thousands of farms worldwide. Fields might be tended by fleets of small, specialized robots rather than large tractors. Urban agriculture could provide significant portions of cities' fresh produce. Vertical farms in converted warehouses might reach dozens of stories high. Cellular agriculture might grow meat and dairy products without animals. The future of food production looks radically different from farming's past, yet it remains rooted in the same essential purpose: nurturing life from the earth to sustain humanity. These technologies together create a vision of agriculture that's more productive, more sustainable, and more resilient than ever before. As you rest, imagine fields where technology and nature dance together, where ancient wisdom meets modern innovation, and where the challenge of feeding our world finds new solutions every day.